This tutorial is about performance management. If you are a performance manager or turnaround manager, or if you have done restructuring, then this is one of your major functionality. If you have assigned name and password by your administrator, then actually I think you can log in and see immediately, you know, what the tasks are. The task actually, I think, you will always um, see on the scorecard. On the scorecard, you always find selecting your markets, and then in the market like automotive or in Europe, you have the strategy map. And as we explained in the tutorial for scorecards, the scorecard has these four levels, of objectives, and the performance relevant level is level 3, where you have all the value-added functions of your corporation. Usually you have the acquisition performance, which is more the strategic performance as well as the sales performance. You have purchasing performance. This is how you create and source products. Then you have the production itself. Then you have field performance. It's more or less services. So these are usually the four different performance steps which you consider. And it depends, on the indicators you have selected. Then actually I think you can dig into it if indicator shows that you are out of line to increase performance. To do this, you have as for instance the turnaround manager, besides scorecard, market strategy, portfolio, also the allowance to make performance scan, and the results you can then put into an action program. This is actually, I think, how restructuring programs are delivered. So if you click on performance an icon, then you see the four value-added steps which are standardized into the system. One thing is performance of acquisition, development, operations, and field. And for every market segments you can consider, you see the programs and initiatives which have been already designed. So if we, for instance, go to automotive OEM Europe, you see for this kind of market, all the value-added steps, the risk triggers. For instance, here's the risk, the performance risk triggers. The performance of the product portfolio is not delivering. It means your portfolio is not complete, something is missing, or you are too expensive. Then, for instance, a risk trigger could be SOP management. It is start of production management. Maybe you are late. Operations, you have maybe a cost overrun as a performance gap, or product quality if you are in the field. So this is actually, I think, for one market or one business unit, depends how you segment, the performance, the performance scope. Then you also see what products may be affected, and you can evaluate what the risk of the performance gaps are in terms of claims of your customers, or if the customer is dissatisfied, what are the sales at risk, and what are the performance initiatives to reduce the sales at risk or the claims before it reaches the point where you got a disadvantage. So for instance, if you look on operations competitive prices with new components, you see actually, I think, how this program is set up. You have the details of the program. Value-added step was operations. The performance project is turnaround. Project objective is prices with components. Product at risk is product. The risk trigger is the cost overrun. This is actually your major competitor, which you are facing. Who could replace you? Then also a comment field that, for instance, you have low profitability at this product. So now you have two different stages of evaluating performance risk. One thing is imminent performance risk, the risk which is more short term. What is the risk event? For instance, sales loss, probability of this event, and what is the impact in terms of sales at risk or claims at cost, and what is the time span in which this risk event can happen. For instance, short, 1 year. And very often, if you are not mastering this performance risk, then there might be follow-on performance risk which are much higher than the risk itself of the actual event. So you could face severe market share loss. This is the probability, and this would be the impact if this risk would materialize. And this is the time span over which this market loss, for instance, is going long, more than 3 years. So this would be the action, the initiative owner, the start, the duration of this action, what are the milestones, what are the resources needed, what is the budget, what is the evaluation, and what is actually the reasoning, the justification for this evaluation. And if you click here, you can always edit, or if you take and have to fill in a new initiative, you see you have different standardized types of performance projects, risk triggers. These are actually master data, and so in the end, you have to have